how can these young professionals stand out in today's world?
I think going back to what we said before, um, there, there there's got to be a reason for me to hire you, and that's why the narrative matters. And so, if you're just looking for a job, eventually you'll probably get one. If you just, it's a numbers game. You just keep trying, eventually something will happen.
Sure.
But if you're trying to find a really good fit with a company, it takes a lot of research. It takes a lot of networking. It takes a lot of, you know, value checking to see if the values of the company match up with the values I have as an individual. And when you get to that point of saying, okay, this would be the kind of company that I think would be really great for me, or I'd be great for them, then be able to communicate in the interview or the conversation you're having with whoever about the passion or the purpose that you'd bring to that role. And so often it's just, they go and they show up. And I cannot tell you how many interviews that I've conducted where people, they do a little bit of homework, but they haven't really gone through the hard work of checking with other individuals in the organization, of checking on my background. You used to work at SAP. Okay, great. You looked at my LinkedIn profile. But just really saying, does this align with me? And then being able to craft a narrative that makes you so compelling that I'd be completely remiss if I didn't at least give you a second shot or a second interview.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes a lot of work. The other thing is that if you really want the job you want, you have to network.
Yeah.
It's not going to be on a job board. It's going to be through networking. And networking, I've found, that's work. And if you treat it as anything else, if you treat it as sort of a side thing that you do, then I think you're missing the picture.
And what does successful networking look like?
Successful networking is serving. It's being outwardly focused. So you're at an event and you're talking to somebody.
So I'd say step one, go to an event. If you see a flyer for like a company or some other organization's event.
Yeah, or the state of Utah sponsoring something or a company sponsoring something, and you go to that event. You have to be out there.
Yeah.
You have to be talking to people, right? So I guess that would be a step one. I guess I assume that. and being able to, the most important or the most interesting person in the room is the person you're talking to, not yourself. But it's so tempting to say, well, I can do this, or I've got this skill set, or I could help you do that, instead of really finding out who that individual is and what kind of competency they have. And then having the courage to stay in the conversation if that person may not be able to be a good fit for you.
Mm.
Meaning that sometimes, it's like, well, I'm going to network, therefore, can this person help me?
And once you realize, I don't think they can, you stay